Hey, what's up, my crypto fans? So, what has been going on in crypto? Bitcoin has taken its biggest kind of dump since January and is down over 10%. Now, some people are saying this is a dump, some people are saying correction, but it is causing a stir in the crypto space. Now, we're still in extreme greed on the Fear and Greed Index, but the altcoins are starting to bleed even up to 30%. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at Jasmy, and is this the right time now to dollar cost average in, or is there still a bit more to the downside? We should wait for a bit more of a turn up, and then that's when we position ourselves. If you want to know all this cool stuff and more, stay tuned and let's go crypto. What up? So for those of you that are new to the channel, I'm Christian and this is Crypto OG, where I give you all the news, reviews and overviews in a crypto, DeFi, yes, and sometimes NFT space. And of course, for those of you that know, anything you see here or choose to ignore is not financial advice, it's just me being nice. So the main topic, Bitcoin has finally taken that kind of healthy correction or rejection we've all been waiting for. It took a real nasty rejection to the all-time high, and we're still seeing it pull to the downside now. There is a slight little buy-in from everyone saying that Bitcoin's ran out on the exchanges, blah, blah. But after the amount of liquidations we've just seen on this correction, we could see a bit more Bitcoin out there. Now, the altcoins are bleeding. The ones we talk about on this channel, anything up to 30%. We've got the likes of AIOZ, which is down quite a lot. BRA has taken a big dip down, and that's just to name a few. If you're into the meme coins, PEP bleeding out. A lot of these meme coins are down 30-40%. But what is Jasmy doing? Well, let's jump straight into the chart with Bitcoin to see this is what Bitcoin's rejection was at the high here. You can see the wick went just past the all-time high on TradingView, and it took a nasty rejection down here to where it's roughly trading around these levels now at 10% drop. Now, if we have a look at HTR, the same, the VRA, even worse, and AIOZ, well, this will just give you a bit of a nasty reaction. But the one we really want to look at is Jasmy. Now, if you have a look at Jasmy, this is a carbon copy of Bitcoin. You can see here, this kind of two big candles, two little, one mid, big. Now, if we have a look at Jasmy, we're looking at pretty much the similar. The two big rejections, the same as Bitcoin. So is this now a right correction down to these levels here at 0.015? Or is Jasmy going to start taking a bit of a U-turn at these levels here? Because if we have a look, and for those of you that know trading, we always look at the kind of key points. For me, a key point would probably be nicely around here at the bottom of this. All this price action here, here, and here would be kind of where we'd like to see Jasmy put in some support. But if it breaks through this, we've got the other key levels. But I would probably be looking to dollar cost averaging. I reckon we've got a little bit more to the downside, and then we could see Jasmy continue on, depending what Bitcoin does, all the way down to these levels here. Now, just in comparison, for those that want to invest, from the peak of the tip here all the way down to where Jasmy is here, we're looking at 35% decrease. Now, that's a healthy kind of correction for anyone's money. So maybe you could start dollar costing averaging in here if you really believe in Jasmy, but I wouldn't start really dollar cost averaging in until I find where Jasmy is going to find a firm kind of support. So you'd have to hit this and then put another, we'd probably look at the 1 hourly candle to hit this and then put a green candle in to make sure that this is confirmed as support. So let me know what you think in the comments, but I think Jasmy is still declining down to the downside just a little bit. Now, for those of you that also want to look at spreading across other alts, you've got LCX, which is another firm favorite of the exchange. That's bleeding out quite big. Now, we know that from the tip here to where it's investing now, we're probably looking at a 16%. Now, that doesn't look a lot compared to what Jasmy is doing, but for me, it is still a kind of area to start placing your bets to dollar cost averaging in, because you see when it's ultra volumes in there, let's keep an eye on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin then finds the kind of 61,500 as firm support, I think that's when Jasmy will find its kind of firm support at 0.017,500. So the way you can combat this I don't know how you're buying your Jasmy. I don't know if you're going to the exchanges. I don't know if you're directing it. But for me, when I put my orders in, there's a few. If you have a look here on KuCoin, you can see I've got a few orders in here for 104,000's worth of. I've got Zilicas, I've got Rose, I've got HTR, I've got all my buy orders in here. And I've got some nice healthy amounts that I want to buy in, so I'm anticipating a little bit of a drop. Now the reason I'm showing you all of this on air is because I don't just make this stuff up. I'm an active trader. I trade these dips and I love them. For me to get 30% dips is absolutely heaven, and it absolutely makes me bank. And I can go in then with probably 15-20 grand, take these 30% dips. We're probably looking anywhere from, obviously, like, you know, from anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000 a time every time we have these nice 30% corrections. And that's nothing to be sniffed at. I do obviously trade a lot more with my dollar cost averaging in for the investments, but I'm just talking about my dip trades. I do like to probably take anywhere from around about $6,000 to $10,000 a time. So you don't have to trade with that much, but what I'm doing is I'm just telling you, when we get stuff like this, don't think, oh, I'm bleeding out in the market. If you've been following anything that I do, obviously not financial advice, you'll know that these are really welcomed corrections and dips. They're really healthy in the market. It means the market then is going to find a new support, and hopefully we're going to start putting in, as you can see here, these higher highs. We've got a higher high here, higher high here, and a higher high here. We want to see a nice bounce and then gradually coming back up. I do think though that we're going to see a little bit more pain before we see the gain, but again, we'll just position ourselves. We'll dibble a little bit in here when we see this correction come up. If the correction don't come, and when this doesn't find support and it breaks through, we'll go again at these levels. And if that breaks, we'll go again at these levels. Remember, we're just waiting for a confirmation breakout to then obviously trade the little pumps, and we don't get too greedy. You know, we only really want between 10 and 15%, and that's just this little area here. And that's enough for us. I mean, yeah, if we get the 30% or we get the 50%, if you have a look here from this level up to where it was, we're looking at 56% to put in a higher high from if we get on that support level. That is absolutely phenomenal. I don't care who you are. I know everyone wants moon boys and 100x's, but for me, get that 56% is absolutely beautiful. Now, if you have a look at all of the little dips that Jasmy's been giving in for us, we've had one here, the here's, which has been a 17%. And then obviously it's found support at this level here and gone back up. Then when obviously the support's been broken now, we've gone down to these levels. You can see you do get these nice little 30%. It's put one in here. So when Jasmy does take a U-turn and go back up, I can see us putting in some absolute bank. But I mean, this is just still miles above from where Jasmy was, right? If we have a look at these levels here, we're absolutely making bank. We're 3.4%, times up. Now, I want to keep this video nice and short, but I just want to really get people in. I know we're talking about Jasmy on here, but I do want you to also look at some of the others. I mean, we've got the likes of Rose. That's taken, I mean, I don't know if anyone's in on this, but Rose has taken a nice little correction down. And once this finds its support level, maybe around these levels here, and gets back up, we're talking another 30% there as well. Again, engine, they're all pretty much similar. So you could literally get your favorite kind of coins. The only one that I wouldn't risk at the moment is Link. Link is literally being bled out by the smart money. Anyone that can get this kind of volume here and this kind of volume here, you know, when Link does dump, it dumps pretty hard. And if we go on the 4 hour, you can see Link is going to find its support probably around about these levels. So I know this is a big fan favorite of people, but I only ever use Link as an investment coin. I mean, I was buying Link, I told you, everyone down at $6. So if you could get Link around about 17.70, that'll be pretty good, because Link will always go up to new highs, and you're probably looking again at 20%. But this for me is just coin that you want to keep your money in, like Link, Ethereum and Bitcoin. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you think Jasmy is now at the peak where it's going to find its new support and then we'll start dollar cost averaging in, ready for our next 30% pump, or if you think Jasmy's got a bit more to the downside. I personally probably break through this resistance if Bitcoin doesn't behave itself and go down, but that's just me. If we all had a crystal ball, right, we'd be absolute billionaires. But we have to trade these kind of tight channels. But remember, whatever you do, just be careful. Only ever invest what you can afford to lose. And as always, trade smart, trade safe, and don't get wrecked.